Alright. Just to set the record straight, this is only the original Naruto, the original show. Shippuden isn't included in this review. Okay? So, alright. Listen. I'm not going to cover every character in this review because that would be insane. Okay, so I'm mainly just going to cover main characters, a couple of side characters that I really enjoyed, and yeah, so let's get started. Naruto, as a character, really didn't. I really didn't he really didn't get any support out of me until the Wave arc. I was mainly because of how his character reacted to Zabuza and Haku. Okay. Which really, in my opinion, well, in my opinion, they're the most important characters to mention now with Naruto's character, because it was meeting them that caused like this sort of like minor shift in Naruto's character, and really set him up to become the character he would be throughout the rest of the show and in Shippuden, or at least in my opinion. Let's see. I guess we talk about Team 7, Naruto's team. The only real person out of the three of them, other than Naruto, that really deserves any mention would have to be, well, Sasuke. I say that because, as far as Sakura goes as a character, she's not interesting at all. I mean, at least not for me. She never really does anything. And although Sasuke, really in the beginning, Sasuke was probably my favorite character in the show, other than Kakashi. And then we get to the when the arc where Sasuke leaves the village. Oh yeah, spoiler, pretty much everybody already knows that, but it was that point where I lost all interest in Sasuke's character, because it just didn't seem like him leaving the village made any sense. I mean, sure, it led to one of the best battles in the anime between him and Naruto, but why would he leave the village to begin with? Because wasn't his whole character the fact that he hated his brother for destroying his clan, yet he turned into a traitor to leave the village just like his brother did? And wasn't the thing that Itachi told him the reason why he killed the clan in the first place was to test the limits of his ability? I think that's what he says. And basically to test his power. And Sasuke left the village to attain power, so I don't know. It kind of just ruined his character for me, and it didn't help that the next few story arcs of the show were really centered around, we have to find Sasuke. Which were pointless arcs because they don't find Sasuke. So there was no reason for those arcs to even exist. Well, there is one reason, and that's to give one arc to one of the arcs to Anko. Anko's character interested me because she was Orochimaru's student at one point before he betrayed the village, and I always thought when Orochimaru was finally introduced, really, and we got to meet him, and he was established as a villain in the show, I always felt that Well, I always wondered, like, where are they going to take Anko's character, you know? And other than that one mission to investigating Orochimaru's one base of operations or whatever, which I count as being part of the Sasuke retrieval arc, you know, the continued Sasuke retrieval arc, where they're like, we gotta find Sasuke and all that bullshit. But other than that arc, they really didn't do anything with her character, and that's probably one of my biggest criticisms for the show is not doing anything with Anko's character. Yeah, so yeah, that was a missed opportunity there. Uh, Next character, I guess. I'm talking about these two together because, well, out of the two, Sani, they're the most interesting. Sanani, like, barely being interesting. If she hadn't been chosen to be fifth Hokage. Actually, she wasn't even chosen to be fifth Hokage. No, Jiraiya was. Jiraiya just suggests her, but whatever. Orochimaru really, I feel like they should have done a lot more with him. I mean, like, he's pretty much established as a villain after his whole invasion of the Leaf and all that. But other than the Sasuke retrieval arc and investigating some of Orochimaru's old places of operations and all that, they really don't do anything with him, which really was kind of a massive disappointment. And Jiraiya, of course, being Orochimaru's former teammate and friend, this Naruto's teacher and really probably one of the main influences of Naruto in the show. I really have to say, Jiraiya is probably one of my favorite characters. And that's not just because he's the comedy relief of the show, but because of there's it passed him off as kind of this joker, like nobody, you know, who maybe knows a little bit about being a shinobi, and then they give him these moments like when we like the first time we see the Rasengan, and you know they give him moments like that where it's like, you know, he acts like a joker and a pervert, idiot and all that, but he's actually kind of badass. So yeah. Oh, speaking of people that try to make Joker badasses, people probably aren't going to like what I have to say, but I really was disappointed with Kakashi. I was sure in the beginning he starts off really cool and a Joker badass. He is kind of in it. That, but he comes to be a disappointment because he actually spends the majority of the show getting his ass kicked. Like, when he first encountered Zabuza, granted he does go on to defeat Zabuza the second time around, but he falls for something like really obvious, I guess, the water prism jutsu. I mean, Kakashi's fought people from Hit and Miss before. Shouldn't he know? You're like, oh, he might. The water stancer. Oh, wait, it might be a water prism jutsu, you know, or. It's just. And the whole Kabuto thing. Really, you got outsmarted by Kabuto. You know, when they're in hospital, you know, where Kabuto's like, I should probably kill Sasuke here, even though he doesn't, but... And then Kakashi comes in and is like, really? You couldn't tell that he was pretending to be one of the Anbus? I mean, how did you get to be a Jonin? How did you get to be in the Anbu Black Ops when you fall for just, like, the most easiest things ever? To figure out, you know, Plus also the fact that he spends the majority of his time training Sasuke, and none of that time teaching Naruto. Well, I guess not teaching Naruto. He has an excuse there because Jiraiya tells him, "Well, I'll train Naruto," and it's like, okay, now what about Sakura, the person on the team 7 that needs the most training? He never really teaches her anything other than tree climbing, and you probably could have picked that up from anyone. So, yeah, you're terrible, Sensei. Hinata. Honestly, wasn't really all that interested or supportive of Hinata's character in the beginning of the show, but I don't know, she just kind of grew on me as a character. And this is probably one of the only points I'll bring up from now that Naruto is over and we found out how it all ended. This is probably the only point I'm going to bring up after that, like towards the end of the show and all that, during this review, and that's, spoiler, Naruto and Hinata end up together. I don't know, I guess Naruto and Hinata ending up together just made sense because she always like supported him, even if it was from the shadows, despite the fact that nobody else really was supporting him at all. So, yeah. And I kind of like how she comes into her own during the first show. And, well, I guess she really doesn't do much in Shippuden other than save him from pain. But let's be honest, when she comes in there and just, like, it kind of looks like she's gonna, like, kick Pain's ass, the death of half of Pain. That was kind of cool. But, yeah, I really did like her in this season as it went towards the latter half of the episodes. It's like I swapped liking Sasuke's character for liking Hinata's character after the retrieval arc. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about Shikamaru next. Out of everybody who graduated with Naruto and Sasuke and Hinata, probably the only one, in my opinion, other than those three worth mentioning, is Shikamaru. Shino never really does anything except fight Kankuro, so I guess he should get a mention now. But Kiba, other than his fight with Naruto, really doesn't do anything. I mean, sure, he's part of the Sasuke retrieval team, but considering the fact that they failed, plus he never really gets any like real character development out of that. At least nothing worth mentioning. That arc really was for a Shikamaru character development, and thank God he got it because he deserved it. I mean, just I probably liked his fight during the Chunin exams probably almost as much as the Neji and Naruto fight. The big one at the ending of the arena, right before the invasion started. That's the fight I'm talking about. That was probably one of my favorite Naruto fights of all, really, because it's just this slacker nobody pulls through and shows like all this incredible, like he's a genius, but he's so lazy. I was really like his character. Out of the Genin from Naruto's, well, from the Leaf Village at the point of the Chunin exams, and for the show, probably the only one from the Leaf Village worth mentioning is probably one of my all-time most favorite characters from Naruto. Rock Lee, other than Naruto, and Gaara, yeah, other than Naruto and Gaara, like I said, but I mean, other than those two, Rock Lee probably has the most emotional backstory out of all the characters in Naruto. And probably one of the most inspirational, too. I mean, he can't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, two of the main abilities used in the Naruto show. So he only has taijutsu, and yet he's probably, out of all the genin in the first Naruto show, he's probably the strongest, really, in my opinion. The only reason he doesn't beat Gaara in the preliminaries was because Sanjutsu hacks, I guess. But no. That's what I guess I have to say that he's another reason why Sasuke's character kind of started to lose interest in Sasuke's character because of the whole he copied Rock Lee's speed. Everybody remember that line Kakashi says? Copies Rock Lee's speed and taijutsu and all that. And I remember that from the Chunin exams. A big arena battle. That pissed me off. It's like, no. Rock Lee worked years to get to where he was, and Sasuke can learn it in just a month because he copied it? Well, yeah, that's probably where I started to go downhill with my Sasuke support, just because Rock Lee actually earned it. And also when I start to notice Sasuke's flaws as a character, but that's a video for another day. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess that's characters and everything. Let's, move on to animation, I guess. So, yeah, animation. Probably, I'd have to say the animations for the show started out kind of on a rough start, but most anime do, and then after that, it was pretty flawless. Especially the animation for the Naruto and Sasuke battle, which was the only real enjoyable part of that arc. And yeah, and the animation's good. Music, okay most of the time. I know you're all gonna be like, how can you not like the Naruto soundtrack? But it was okay most of the time. But sometimes I just feel like the music didn't really fit at some points. The sad, softer sounding songs and tracks are picture perfect. Like, I wouldn't change them. The comedy is another high point of Naruto. I mean, it's a funny show, but it can also be a depressing show. Like, Zabuza and Haku's death is probably one of the most saddest death scenes in the history of anime for me. So, yeah, comedy and emotional value, like emotional expression in this show, is really done extremely well. And now I suppose it's time to rate this anime. I'd probably have to give this anime a 3.5 thumbs up. Yeah, I know you thought I was gonna give it a 5 or a 4, weren't you? But some arcs work, some don't. Like I said earlier in the video, well, pretty much you can guess that I really didn't enjoy the Sasuke retrieval arc, or any of those subsequent. It's fine. Sasuke works after that, and it's so sad they take up so many episodes as they do, because that's really what held it back, I guess. Was some arcs went somewhere, and then some didn't, like that one did. And I didn't enjoy. Whatever. Yep, I guess a 3.5. So make sure you put all your hates in the comment section. So, thanks for watching.